Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Porter County Perspective, WDSO's own program show which highlights the organizations and individuals making Northwest Indiana a great place. My guest is Allie from Rebuilding Together. Welcome to the show, Sam. It's great to meet you. I'm excited to learn more about Rebuilding Together and how it serves Porter County. First, could you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your background, which led you to where you are today?
Sure, happy to do that, and thanks for having me. My name is Allie. I'm the president of Rebuilding Together Duneland. I've been with our board of directors since 2011, and this is my first year as the president, so I'm really excited about that. I started out as a house captain helping to run a couple of projects, and then I joined the board as a logistics coordinator for several years until this year when I have taken over the helm.
All right, next, before we get more in depth, could you briefly explain what Rebuilding Together is?
So Rebuilding Together is a nonprofit organization here in the Duneland area that our goal is to help keep Duneland residents warm, safe, and dry. So we work year-round to fundraise and game plan and network with potential homeowners who are in need and basically prepare for what's happening this Saturday, the 27th. It's the last Saturday of April every year where we gather at Chesterton High School in the morning with all of our volunteers and set up a game plan and ship out to our projects and help people in the community. All
right. Rebuilding Together is focused on 5 values. Could you tell us what these values are and why they're important?
Yeah, they're really noted in our mission statement, which is bringing volunteers and communities together to improve the homes and lives of homeowners in need, assuring they live in warmth, safety, dignity, and independence.
Could you tell us some of the history of the organization, both nationally and locally?
Sure, absolutely. So Rebuilding Together started with a few friends and neighbors in Texas in the early 70s who realized that some people had needs and they could band together and help them out. And they did that. It worked really well. Over the next several years, the mission stuck. And they eventually became what's called Christmas in April and became a national organization. And then in 1997, our affiliate was born, here in the Duneland area.
How would Rebuilding Together describe the partnerships created when working to build a healthy neighborhood? And why are these partnerships vital?
Well, I definitely think they're vital because they bring the community together. One thing that people that volunteer will see this Saturday is the camaraderie that's there, and everybody, basically, you get a couple hundred people together that are trying to achieve a common goal. It's a pretty amazing thing. So, all that said, you got people building friendships and alliances in the community that are coming together at the same time, helping people, in our community that are directly impacted by their neighbors.
I think you just mentioned it, but could you say when is Rebuilding Together's next workday? Could you tell us about that?
Sure. It's this Saturday, April 27th. It's always the last Saturday of April every year. So our volunteer registration starts April 1st and goes all the way up through workday. Basically, we gather in the morning and we have breakfast. The wonderful people in the Chesterton High School cafeteria donate their time on Saturday to prepare us food. The bus drivers donate their time to drive us around. The school district gives us the school and the buses, so everybody's kind of a part of this. We gather and we distribute the volunteers out to various sites, both homes and community projects in the area. We work all day. We have a good lunch delivered to every job site, and then we have a nice after party at Gelsosimo's to celebrate our achievements.
All right. What does a typical workday look like for volunteers?
Sure. So the volunteers are going to show up at Chesterton High School between 7 and 7:30 a.m. on Saturday. They're gonna come in and register where they've already signed up online typically, but they don't have to. If it's a last minute decision, you can come on down. They're going to get their T-shirt that shows all of our sponsors, and they're going to go join their group and then get breakfast. We have food donated from local produce stand, from Bigby Coffee locally. Like I said, the school cafeteria helps us out by preparing food, and we basically eat together in our various groups, and the board will talk and tell them about the day, and then they'll get on their respective buses and head out to their job sites. start working, whatever that scope of work might be. We need both skilled and unskilled volunteers, just as important. And they go out and they're going to perform various activities on the job sites. Then we're going to bring lunch from George's Gyros. Then we're going to keep on working. We might move volunteers around from site to site if one gets done before the other, so we can kind of leave as a team. And then we're gonna wind up at Gel Sosimo's around 4:30, where we're gonna enjoy free pizza, live music, and sharing stories about our day and celebrating.
All right. Do volunteers need to have experience in order to participate?
Absolutely not. So we need a mixture of skilled and unskilled volunteers, and here's why. So let's say that we are going to be at a house in town and we are going to do some things to help that homeowner be warm, safe, and dry. So maybe we are replacing the roof, or we're replacing some windows, or we're installing a handicap ramp, or we're widening a door, or putting in grab bars, or adding insulation, maybe a new door. So we need skilled people to pull a lot of those things off. But what we pride ourselves on doing is, while we have some skilled people overseeing those scopes of the work and some unskilled people helping them out, what we want to do is we want to utilize some of our quote-unquote unskilled people. And everybody has their own skills, but you know what I'm saying. And Chesterton Feed and Garden is nice enough to donate whatever landscaping materials we want. So we're going to take this opportunity while we're helping work on their structure to beautify the exterior of their home as well. And that could be painting their shed, re-mulching, putting in flowers, maybe hanging some hanging plants, raking leaves, debris removal, So we're going to take the opportunity to not only do the structural stuff, but we're also going to help beautify their home. So it's kind of a holistic experience for them.
All right. What types of people do you think would most enjoy volunteering for the organization?
Ones that breathe. I think everybody loves what we do, I'm expecting to see you there this Saturday, man. It's really infectious, right? So that's what I promise people all the time, is the only thing I can really promise you is that you're going to feel extremely fulfilled and happy at the end of this day. And that's really what it's all about.
Besides showing up to work on a work site, what other ways can our community contribute to Rebuilding Together's cause?
Sure. There's always cash, right? But we have got wonderful donors here locally that are perennial sponsors that come back every year and help us out. And so, I love the idea of people in the community frequenting the businesses that support us. I think that's a huge thing because it kind of brings it all full circle for everyone. They can spread the word when they see our posts on social media. One of the biggest things that we could ever ask for is that we always need the most help finding people to assist, which is really kind of crazy, right? So you would think that it might be money or getting people to help. This community is awesome. We have a ton of people that help us out all the time. We have donors, like I said, that are perennial. It's all about finding homeowners who are in need. So one of the most important things I would ask to any ears that I touch on this segment is that throughout the year, we want to hear from anybody that needs help. So they have to be a homeowner, they have to be current on their taxes, and they have to have homeowners insurance. And if those three things are there, and if they're financially in need, we want to hear from them, and we encourage them to reach out to us. They can go to rtduneland.org to apply online, or they can send us a letter. Our address is right on the website. They could call us. The number's on the website. And just, get some dialogue going so we can plan to hopefully help them in the coming spring.
All right. Which community members would you say benefit most from the services provided by Rebuilding Together?
It can be any demographic. We find ourselves helping seniors a lot, but it doesn't have to be seniors. It could be the young family where, they own their home. It's in need of some repairs that they just can't afford. Maybe mom and dad are both working, but it doesn't mean they've got $10,000 to cover a roof that they desperately need that's leaking or something. So really, it's going to be people that don't have a lot of resources to get these things done to their home. And so really, they could be of any age. We welcome anybody. We just want to help people. That's all we're looking for all the time.
Who are some of Rebuilding Together's sponsors?
Some of their sponsors? Well, we have some We have community builders, right, which are kind of large cash level sponsors or large in-kind sponsors, like the John W. Anderson Foundation or Urshel Laboratories here in town or the Porter County Community Foundation. Companies like T&T Tree Service, a local company who's going to do a heck of a lot of work for us on a couple of job sites. NIPSCO, Porter State Bank, Dunbar Family Foundation, Worthington Steel, Bunch Jewelers helps out. The owner, Eric Bunch, is on our board. Wonderful guy. Kiwanis, Affordable Heating and Cooling, is instrumental. Summers Plumbing is instrumental in helping us out on these job sites. Ace Hardware right here in town donates a lot of materials to us and helps out. Paul at George's Gyro Spot, they're awesome. They feed us. Same with Gelsosimo's. Trinity Signs here locally, they do all of our signage. They do it all for free. Just an amazing, very interesting, awesome local company. Duneland Resale helps us out, the Manuzzi family and Steel Technologies. BlackRock Real Estate has been a wonderful sponsor, and they typically take on their own house and do amazing things. I'm blown away by those folks. Indiana Beverage, Senior Helpers here locally, who I have a very personal love for. Albert Photographic, Trent Albert's a member of our board also. He does a great job with all sorts of photography. Who else? Sam Allie State Farm, Harper & Harper Attorneys, Premier Design and Build Group. The town of Chesterton is very important and helps us out in a lot of ways. The Rotary Club, Sarkeesian Law Firm. I mean, that's off the top of my head. That's our sponsors. I hope I didn't miss anybody, but yeah, we have a lot of people that are a part of this.
All right. Can you tell us about the Safe at Home initiative?
Yeah, so the Safe at Home initiative is every year the disparity grows between people aging and being able to stay in their home. So the theory is that if we help these seniors, right, which is one of our major demographics, if we help their home be warm, safe, and dry and accessible at the same time, the ideal situation is they can age in their home and not have to go to a facility. So anything we can do to help them stay in the home where they're comfortable, where their resources are, where their family's comfortable coming, where they can have their level of privacy and happiness. If we can help them stay in that home, that's what that goal represents.
What community projects have Rebuilding Together worked to improve, and are there any coming up that you can tell us about?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a lot of community projects that we help out. Many are perennial as well, like the Art Barn School of Art, which is in the Duneland School District. Wonderful organization. We've helped them the last several years to maintain their property and do some work on their structure and on their grounds. The Burns Harbor Park on Lakeland Park Drive, we help them quite a bit. Thomas Centennial Park at Broadway and Calumet, and the Chesterton Park baseball field at Porter and 8th. We're doing a lot of work out there this year. And we're also working over at Hawthorne Park on Ackerman Drive as well. All
right. Can you think of anyone in the Rebuilding Together staff or volunteers you think deserves a shout out?
I would love to take this opportunity to thank my board of directors, right? So we're talking about a group of 15 people who have professional jobs. A lot of us are business owners. And they keep coming back year after year as a part of this small group of people with a lot of passion and determination for us to be better and better and help more and more people. And it takes a lot. Yeah, in the summertime is kind of our off time a little bit, but we're going to have a couple meetings after workday on Saturday, and in the fall we're going to pick right back up and we're going to start meeting. And it does take a lot of effort, but we all love to do it. And I got to say that I'm so fond of all the people that are on this board because they're so selfless and they're so awesome. And it's really what keeps this thing alive, and not only alive, but thriving and growing and strong.
All right. Are there any statistics that you can share with us about the impact Rebuilding Together has had on the Duneland community?
Sure. Yeah. Since our affiliate started in 1997, we've done 193 homeowner projects in the Duneland School District here alone. We've done over $1.5 million in improvements. We've done 93 community projects thus far in places like the parks I'm talking about and the Art Barn. And, we've logged over 50,000 hours of service from volunteer efforts locally, which in a relatively small to mid-sized community like Chesterton, I think is phenomenal. And I'm proud of that.
Impressive. If listeners have any questions or would like to help out, where could they turn?
Email info@rtduneland.org is going to be a very fast way to do it. Call my cell phone for all I care, 219-916-7994. I'm going to answer all the time and, could be a quick lifeline to a question or somebody who's thinking about a volunteer opportunity and just wants to kind of hone in on a couple of questions they have, could certainly do that. But get on our website at rtduneland.org. It tells the tale. The volunteer application is there. The organization phone number is there. We're not hiding. We're very easy to get a hold of, and we want to hear from you.
All right. So we're starting to reach the end of the interview here. Can you just tell the listeners again about that upcoming workday and how people can get involved?
Sure. Well, like I said, you can go to rtduneland.org to sign up as a volunteer. But if you don't get a chance to do that, maybe you're listening to this, but you're not an internet person, you'd rather not do that, show up. Show up at 7 o'clock at door 31 at Chesterton High School on Saturday morning, April 27th. You'll be able to register right there, get your T-shirt, come in and have breakfast, and join us. I promise it won't be your last year you do this. It's an amazing opportunity, and it's only 2 days away. So, while it's fresh in your mind, make plans to come out. The weather looks to be clearing up for us in the forecast. Every year it's scary. Every year we get our work done. I don't know how it works out, but the universe takes care of us because we're taking care of people in Duneland.
Is there anything else we haven't touched on that you would like to tell people about Rebuilding Together Duneland?
I think we pretty much covered anything. I just want to reiterate that I know there are more people in the Duneland School District that need help at their homes than we know about. That's for a variety of reasons. Maybe they don't know we exist. Maybe they're too proud. Maybe they just don't really understand or they think it's a complex initiative to get involved with us to get their home assisted. I can assure you it's quite easy. And so what I really want to push to the listeners is that we need people to help. If you have an aunt, an uncle, a friend, a neighbor, somebody at church, somebody that they don't have a lot of resources, they really need some stuff done at their house and they don't really have the opportunity to do that, connect us. Have them call us. Call us yourself. Talk to us about it. We're happy to reach out to them, maybe help, break down some of those barriers a little bit and make them understand that, the community is all here for a reason and they want to help. And quite honestly, we need people to help because what we create with the volunteers and the people in the Duneland area, the camaraderie and the teamwork and the friendships that are developed, we need people to help to keep that wheel moving. So it's all part of a living organism that is rebuilding together. And we need our volunteers, we need our donors, we need our board members, and most of all, we need homeowners to help. If we have all four of those things, this thing's only going to grow and get bigger and better.
All right. I appreciate you coming in for this interview. That has been Sam Allie from Rebuilding Together for this week's edition of the Porter County Perspective. Again, I've been Braden Kennelly. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.